Hey y'all, in for H&H here in the shack. I want to show you a little project I'm working on. May or may not work. No, I don't have a dog. What in the world is that for? Well, you see over here my desk, it's a little crowded and I'd like to be able to fit my FTDX 5000 MP up there and still be able to shoot these Kenwood videos that I'm doing on that TS-890S. And so, I have the FTDX-10, phenomenal radio. I use it when I need to chase a ghost station. It's, well, just to be honest, it's got a little better receiver than the Kenwood does. Kenwood's fun to operate, though. Beautiful radio, plenty of knobs, very good ergonomically. But my FTDX 5000 MP is the winner. It's just still my favorite radio, and I'd love to have it up there along with the Kenwood. So I need to stack them. And I don't want to put the weight of a heavy radio on top of another radio. I've done that before with smaller radios like the FTDX-10. I've put it up on top of the 5000, but I don't want to do that. And I also need it to stack and not be so high that it covers that monitor. So I took my tape measure to 3 different stores last night, trying to find a shelf that would fit on the desk and be the right size. This one happens to be for dog bowls, but it looks like the 5000 will fit in that slot right there, and then the TS-890S can set up here on top. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting, but I don't know for sure if it'll work. It isn't really wide enough, but I think the radios will straddle it well, and maybe their feet will hang off the ends. So it'll be a project experiment that may or may not work out. I'll keep you posted. Well, okay, here's the progress so far. I haven't taken the dog bowls out because I'm just testing, but I can see my screen. It does cut off the very bottom of it, so it makes it a little more difficult to see the icons down there across the bottom, but I do have them up on the desktop so I can still get to them. So that could work. I do like that it puts the radio, let me sit down and show you what I mean here. I do like that it puts the radio controls at eye level. Not enough room for the speaker, so I put it down here. Now, that's not gonna work when I put the 5000 under there. But for now, it's kind of cool with just the 890. So I don't know what I'll do with the speaker when I get the 5000. I'll have to figure something else out, because I really don't want to move my 2-meter base station over there. That FT2980, that's 80 watts, no fan noise, sitting in the little stand that my dad made for a CB radio back in the 1970s. And my antenna switch is up on top of that, and I need to be able to reach my antenna switch. So that's got to stay there. I don't know what I'll do with the speaker, but okay, it's a work in progress. Well, mission accomplished. Let me show you. The dog bowls have been removed, and the TS-890S sits up there nicely. I've got my little keypad right there that I use for CW. There's the FTDX 5000 MP. I didn't have enough room for the speaker, the external speaker for the TS-890S, and if you've been watching that series, you know it has to have that external speaker to sound decent. So it's over here, sitting next to my 2-meter rig, which serves as a base station there, 2-meter mobile. And then I also have this, thanks to K5WAN, there we go, the FTM 400, which can monitor 2 frequencies at the same time, VHF and UHF. And so that's the setup. But yeah, that speaker had to fit over there. I can still reach my antenna switch just fine here, which actually the amplifier over there, the KPA 1500, automatically switches between 2 ports. You guys who have the KAT 500, you can switch between 3 ports. So what I've done is one of those ports is assigned to my doublet and the other one is assigned to this switch. which allows me to switch to my vertical, my dummy load, my ZS6BKW, or my off-center fed dipole, my Fritzl FD4. But there you go. Worked out nicely. Took a tape measure to 3 stores. Finally found something that worked. Look at this.
Summit, WG4I to WW4D.
Oh, there's my friend Ryan on a Summit. It's a big soda weekend. I used to go to those and just couldn't do it this weekend. My knee is bothering me.
All right, I'll take you. You're 5'9" on Brasstown Ball.
Wow. Highest point in Georgia, by the way, Brasstown Ball. So the SM5000 butts up against that facing there of that thing. So it worked out perfectly. That was not expected. It was not planned, but it worked out that way. I'm glad. So there you go. Project finished. Mission accomplished. I've got 2 foot switches down there on the floor. The one on the left is for the FT-890S. The one on the right is operating the FTDX 5000. And you know, it wouldn't matter which one I used. The one on the right, they don't make anymore, regrettably. Heil made that. See, it's got two wires coming out of it there, 2 cables. And the red one there is a push to talk. It's got an RCA on the other end, so you can use it to transmit an amp. That saves the relay and the radio from having to do that. But with the 890, you had to use the relay in the radio. That's just the way it has to work to trigger the amp. But the 5000 is all solid state, so I could technically reverse those 2 right now and let that foot switch trigger the amplifier for the 890S, and I could turn off its internal relay. Might consider doing that. But anyway, and I've told the story about why I did the foot switch years ago, which led to doing the PR781 and the boom and all of that, which was that a relay went out in my old FT920, and all through that radio are the same relays, and the one that went out was the one to switch the internal antenna tuner over to 6 meters. And I discovered that the one that triggered the amplifier to transmit was the same kind of relay, and I had to literally search the world over to find a replacement. Yaesu no longer stocked it. They gave me the cursory, that's an old radio, just get a new radio. I finally found one in France, one relay. So I thought, yeah, I better figure out another way to transmit that amp. So, you know, that's the case with the 890 up there. It's having to use the relay to fire the amp and to transmit. So I should consider reversing the roles down there on the foot switches. But it's great to have my old buddy, the 5000. No secret there. It's my favorite radio ever made. Is it perfect? No, but nearly. Now, it's a little cumbersome to try to do digital modes with it compared to something like this FTDX10 over here. So the FTDX10 plays that role for me. All right, well, hope you enjoyed this little excursion away from technical to practical, and how I got this set up now. I appreciate you watching videos on my channel. Please stand by for about 42-ish seconds. I want to acknowledge 5 of the Patreon team long haulers who make all of these videos possible, both the public ones and the private ones that are for Patreon members only. Thanks so much. 73 from N4 H&H.